Welcome everyone to Thrive, not just survive. Sorry, this is our Facebook Live. Now, again, you see me doing an evening interview. Typically, you know that I come in every morning at 10 a.m. But I'm so privileged because I get to interview some of these amazing women that I've had the privilege and honor of meeting over the last couple of months as I was invited to be a guest speaker at the Empowerment Project. And today I have Alex Wright with me, who is such an inspiring leader in her own right, is bringing to us her zone of genius, as I call it. And today I wanted to interview her so that she can share with us what she is going to do and speak about at the Empowerment Project, and also give you sort of an insight of who she is and how she got to doing what she's doing. So let's bring her on and get this conversation started. Hey, welcome, Alex. Thank you so much for taking the time to do this with me.
Oh, hello. It's nice to see you again, Nasira.
Thank you. Thank you. So before we begin, because I know both you and I are really excited about the upcoming summit, the Empowerment Project, Transcending Our Limits. And before we get into all of that, because that's really exciting, just give our audience an overview of really who you are and how you got to doing what you're doing.
Okay. Well, I started actually when I was going to college, and I wanted to go to an elite school, and I ended up getting a Navy scholarship. And so I ended up having to do a payback tour in the Navy, and then thought it was a lot of fun. So I stayed until the end, till I actually retired from the military. And one of the things I found out in my naval career was that I had influence over the job that I had. I was an officer, so I was able to go into jobs where I was in charge, and I get to put my flavor on the organization that I was running. And I think probably the thing that happened to me that had the biggest impact was that I went to the Navy Drug and Alcohol Counselor School to become a Navy Drug and Alcohol counselor. And in the process of it, I had to write my biography, my own biography, and I hadn't quite done anything like that. And from that, I was able to draw from my past, how I had come to be at least who I was at that young age, and realized that I had learned a lot over the time, learned from my parents, learned from my teachers and all, and was able to then carry that through my career and use that insight to actually do my job a lot better, because I was my authentic self. And I was able to do that through my career, successfully made it to commander. And then when I got out, I found that I wanted to share what I had learned. And so I became an instructor. And the class that was open to me was called Anger Management. But the way that we crafted the class, because I had a partner that I worked with, and what we did was we created a bunch of life skills, because the idea of when you get angry, it's not just one skill. Okay, now I'm not angry anymore. It's a skill of living your life so that you can problem solve, you can communicate clearly, you can do a lot of things so that you don't have to get angry to begin with. And then additionally, when you do become angry, you have skills and tools that are available to you to address what's going on and calm yourself down, think clearly, and get through the situation. And so I was teaching that.
So is that something you do one-on-one? Is it a group setting?
What it ended up happening was I would teach it to a group. I actually taught it in the prisons too, trying to give the people that were in the prison the tools so that when they got out, that they could hopefully not end up back in the jail to have some of these skills. But I teach it mostly in groups, but then I have done it one-on-one. I have a client right now that I am coaching and helping to actually do his business better. And so I'm doing that on the side.
I just want to sort of highlight, like in terms of anger, right? For people, that could be really debilitating in terms of making clear decisions, whether it's personal or business. It really skews the clarity. Is it safe to say that?
It is safe to say that because a lot of the people that I work with, they say, there's no time to think. Everything goes red when I get angry. And I insist that there is time to think, but if you don't practice some of these skills that we learn, then it does become debilitating. But when you practice the skills, when you start feeling the feeling, you can then revert to the skills that you have instead of starting to see red and going through with the whole process.
So it's like building a muscle, really, right? It's a new skill. And just like you go to a gym to build up muscle, it's the same kind of thing in terms of your building up to it. It's not like one magic pill and all of a sudden you're no longer angry. It's really, like you said, it's a process.
It is that exactly.
So tell me, this is where it gets really exciting because you are so knowledgeable and so experienced that being part of the empowerment project, you're really bringing this to the group at large to be sharing your genius and helping people that may have either they're themselves going through anger issues, or maybe they're around people, family members, co-workers, colleagues. I mean, it can go anywhere, right? Your children. It's about coping skills. It's about having those strategies. So tell me what you're going to be doing. Sort of give us nuggets to entice us a little bit for what you're going to be sharing at the Empowerment Project.
Okay, well, I am teaching a class that is about, I've called it self-regulation, but I'm working with the title a little bit more because one of the things that I've been thinking about, in addition to being self-regulation, it's actually an empowerment class so that they are able to have emotional intelligence to be able to deal with something. So I'm going to probably rebrand it a little bit and call it Emotional Intelligence for Entrepreneurs. I think that's the title of my class now.
Wow.
And I'm also going to be teaching how to use that same thought process to work with your finances. I'll be doing that. And I'll be also cooking too, because, well, you have to eat.
That's amazing. And I think, again, like I actually mentioned the emotional intelligence piece when I was talking to the other speaker that's going to be there, Dr. Deb. And we were talking about the importance, especially in this, like the way the world is right now, how much we need to elevate our emotional intelligence in dealing with our people, our communities, and our families, because we do have control over emotional intelligence. We are born with IQ, but the EQ part of it is definitely changeable once you understand the impact of what higher emotional intelligence can bring for you in your life in terms of how you feel and how you empathize with others. So I think it's such an important piece, and I'm so glad that you're covering that in your piece for the Empowerment Project, because I think people are looking for tools and strategies that can help them navigate these unsteady times and this, treacherous water that seems to be around us. Can you share with us a little bit about, I know you said there was a couple of things, like obviously the emotional intelligence, and you said finance. Can you touch on what you said about, you'll be cooking. So what kinds of things would people expect on that segment of what you're doing?
Which segment are you talking about?
Oh, you said cooking, right? There will be cooking, there will be food involved.
Mm-hmm. Well, the way that the Empowerment Project is set up, it covers 3 days. And so it starts in the evening on Friday. It goes all day Saturday. And then it goes just a little past lunch on Sunday. And the way that we have it set up, we will also be eating. And so we are going to send information to the people to prepare for the actual Empowerment Project so that they will be ready with the various foods that they need, the breakfast or whatever. The lunch that I'm doing a bowl. And the way that you make the bowl, which I will be explaining there, you will need several items to put it together, and we will put it together and then eat it together and have discussions. We're going to have breakout rooms where people can get to know each other so that they can freely talk with some of the people who are also coming to the project. And then additionally, we will have in the presentations, we will have sometimes that they will be able to poll and ask questions and things.
That's amazing. And I think because now, obviously, if this was a live event, it would be very, very different. And because we're limited with COVID and we're doing this as an online event, and I know a lot of different summits that are going on in this online world, I love the fact that it will still be interactive. So people can make connections, because that's the whole idea of this, is that we're helping each other grow our networks and support each other through this journey called life. And I love the fact that it's interactive, because I think people are getting COVID fatigue right now of not being able to connect with people at a deeper level. And so even eating together, even though it's online, but we're creating a space where we can have it prepared and have sort of similar meals and enjoy that whole journey of preparing and eating together. So I think the way it's being set up is really to empower not just your mind, right? It's not just for helping people in business. It's really a holistic approach to life, mind, body, spirit, as I call it. And we really want to encourage people to join us on this journey, because it is transformational when you're around like-minded people, right?
Exactly. And then one of the things that, a number of the things that we've also discussed in putting this together for everybody is that we don't want it to be a bunch of talking heads just talking to you and you sitting in front of your computer listening to a bunch of talking heads. We're going to be getting up and moving around, because we're talking about balance in this presentation, and you have to do a number of things to be able to balance.
And I think balance, I just want to sort of go a little further. It's not just balance, physically balance, but it's really balancing all areas of life. And that's why we've kind of created spaces where people will be able to find balance in where they are seeking balance. Perhaps, some people may come in with certain things they really want to learn or understand or get better at. And I think the level of speakers that we have in this group is profound. And I'm privileged to say that I'm one of those people speaking with like-minded, like with you and Dr. Deb and Dr. Cheryl Bryant Bruce and Pam Pryor. Like, these are elite speakers of just caliber is beyond. And so I think, when we bring
Yo too.
Oh, that's right. And Yolanda, this is just amazing that we've got this level of expertise, but also I think it's a give and take where, we share, we will learn from others that are there. It's always nice to have that kind of collaboration. So let's just, can you give us the dates again, just so that people that are watching can mark it on their calendars?
Okay, it is actually Friday, November 6th, Saturday, November 7th, and Sunday, November 8th. That's when we'll be having it. And right now we're having an early bird pricing, and that goes until the 31st.
That's awesome. And I just want to put this up there that they can go to facebook.com/Dr. Cheryl MD to find out more details and register. There's a link on there. So for those watching live, of course, I encourage you to not just hashtag this video live so other people can see it, but go onto the Facebook page, join us there. We're going to be sharing some more information as we get closer to the dates as well. Any parting words before we go in terms of what you want to leave the audience with?
Well, actually, there's one more way that they will be able to sign up. I haven't got it created yet, but on my website at powertoyoutochange.com, there will be a link so that you can go and sign up also.
Okay, perfect. And that, again, if you join the Facebook group, you'll be able to get all the updates as we're doing these things and updating links and things like that. So for those that are watching live, go ahead and share the video, join our Facebook page. And for those that are on replay, I just say that hashtag replay and invite your friends. Let people know this is happening. And just let's come together as a group of women to empower each other and learn from each other. So I want to thank you for your time today. This has been amazing. You are a wealth of knowledge. And now I can call you a dear friend. So thank you so much.
Oh, thank you so much, Nasira. And thank you for inviting me to your program. I greatly appreciate it.
That's awesome. So I will say goodbye to you and I'll end the show. But thank you again. This is something that I really want to encourage you guys. we have some of the best speakers lined up for you at this summit. And what a way to end Q4, begin your 2021 on a momentum of success. And as much as this has been a trying year, remember to count your blessings, because there has been many, and we do need to be thankful for those things that have shown up for us in terms of our learnings. With that being said, I want to wish you a wonderful evening. Remember to be kind to yourself and others. I will see you again tomorrow.